All right, so we will call a Great Barrington Planning Board meeting for Thursday, August 14th, sorry about that, 2025 to order. This meeting is being recorded. Is anyone in the audience recording also? All right, and we will do roll call attendance. Jeremy? You're here. Malcolm?
Here.
Jonathan?
Here.
Jackie? Here. Brandy? Here. Okay. So we are done with that item. Next item is Form A for 97 Alford Road. Patrick?
Hey, my name is Pat McCullough. I'm the land surveyor representing Naomi Blumenthal owns property at 97 Alford Road. Maria is rank for property at 7 Seacock Road. And what they're proposing to do is swap a small piece of property between them. That it's the same size, so it doesn't change anything here. You need one.
So wait, hold on. Let's let Patrick tell us so we're all hearing it at the same time.
All right. So currently Naomi owns lot 1 and lot 2, the Sheldon's plant. And Maria owns lots 4 and 3. This is all one ownership. This is all.
Okay.
And what they're proposing to do, because if this really is a visible curve, it might convey this to her. And then Naomi will convey her in lot number 2, which is also the same size as the 3.
Oh.
Everything stays the same.
Okay.
So who's getting the big lot then?
Naomi she already owns all of this, right? So what she wants to do is convey her this lot 2,
Right.
and she's gonna convey Naomi lot 3.
So it's a parcel swap,
It's just a
basically.
spot.
But
Okay.
it's still an unbuildable lot.
Well, it won't be
Which
a
one?
lot. It'll be,
This one.
Well, this one here has required frontage with. And it was signed off on the Form A previous to this.
That's it. Okay.
and it is 45 feet wide, right,
Yeah, it's-
Jonathan? So
I
that's,
checked all that.
Yeah. yeah, we've done that. Have we had that conversation with you before?
Yeah,
Yes.
right. So, yeah, here.
So what are we doing today? Splitting off or doing the commands as well?
What? Question?
Is
Let's,
this- Let me ask, yeah,
Wait, say that again, Jeremy?
Yeah, I know, but it's really not useful to, yeah, so.
So just to be clear, everybody, the lot 1 has like a triangle that has frontage on the private right of way. And it's not the whole triangle that's going, it's only a portion of the triangle. You see that, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Okay. And so
But
Malcolm,
that's not frontage.
it's not frontage, right? But Malcolm, you had a question?
yeah, or what are we being asked to do today? Say that splitting these is not subdivision not required, or are we also combining them?
They're gonna be combined happily.
Okay.
They actually say it right underneath it, I know.
Right, it says to be
And to
conveyed.
conveyed and become a part of lot 1.
So this could become a building site, I assume.
I'm pretty sure it already is.
But if she'll have to build a bridge or something, you gotta cross it.
No, you can take access from somewhere else. You don't have to
Oh,
go.
that's true.
There is that little bit, there's that driveway off
They
of
provide-
Alford Road.
Yeah, that's,
And that was signed off on a previous format,
that's true. Okay.
you know.
So having like waterways through it doesn't cut the property out, right? So
No, not from a land use zoning standpoint.
Right, but now they'll be able to get rid of their waiters.
Yeah, they're actually gonna. Already direct.
yeah. Figure that. Yeah.
It gives lot 4 more usable space potentially.
That's the plan.
Mhm.
She wasn't using that piece on that side of the river. And Naomi was not using this piece. She was already using this piece
Mhm.
as her yard.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay.
So it just kind of solves a bunch of problems.
Gotcha, okay.
Right.
It's ironic that the square footage is exact.
Well, I kept it that way because if they don't meet zoning, it doesn't affect it because it didn't change.
Just exactly the same.
So where are all the animals?
What?
I think they were in the barn.
There are tons and tons of animals for it.
Okay, all right. Any more questions related to the A and R? Do we have a motion to endorse?
So moved.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Second.
We have a second by Malcolm. Do we have any further discussion on this? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. What did you bring, Sharpie?
I think Chris has it.
Mr. Rumble have a Sharpie?
Need one?
I'm sorry, I didn't
If I dig, I might find it.
have one in my car.
Always.
Oh, always, yeah, it's like 5. I know,
I don't think they
never
did
crash.
that.
Start. I have to watch Jeremy.
Oh, wait a second, it's in the middle. Oh, no, there it is.
On the left side. Wait, it's pushing. Thank you.
How many copies do you get?
This is one.
You
Right.
want a second?
It was sale for the. each one.
Welcome, you know, son.
After this.
Be happy to.
Oh,
In the last one, that's.
I didn't do it.
He didn't.
Oh, wait.
Oops, sorry, Jen.
14.
14. 14.
The marker is written.
I was trying to get away with it.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
These extras? Where are these?
No, those are the. Where do they get, do they go to you?
They do go to him. I was like, wait a
You
minute,
just
what's
gave it to
going on
me.
here?
I just
All
forgot.
right,
Okay.
thank you, Patrick. All right, next item on our agenda are the minutes of July 24th. Do we have a motion to approve as amended?
Second.
It's moved by Jonathan and seconded by Malcolm. Do we have any discussion on the minutes? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Next item on our agenda is review and comment to the zoning board of appeals on the application from Andrew Kotolewski? Kotolewski? On behalf of Bertha and Leo LLC, owners for a special permit to alter the existing non-conforming single-unit residence and to construct an accessory structure at 235 North Plain Road, an existing residential lot with no frontage. We did conduct a site visit there at 5:30 today. Did you want to come forward, Andrew, and just introduce yourself and explain what's going on here? And
Basically,
Chris, are you able to put the drawing on the screen for folks?
yeah, so basically, you summed it up mostly, but, we have an existing lot, we applied for special permit. Basically, we have no frontage along North Spring Road. We're right away through the neighboring property to access the lot. And we're proposing, selective demolition, renovation of an existing house. And, addition, as well as a detached garage and the ADU. On the property, all proposed structures are, within the dimensional setbacks of the zoning board, or zoning bylaws. And they're going to, meet all the other requirements, well, height and everything, the lot meets everything except for the frontage. So, requirements.
All right,
Uh,
so it's garage, house, and accessory dwelling unit. Per what we saw in the field. Does anyone have any questions? Malcolm? No?
No,
Jonathan? Jackie? Jeremy? No? Okay. I don't have any questions either. It was explained well in the field. Actually, I do have one question. Just pulling out of that existing driveway, what's the arrangement for that shared driveway? Do you know?
So there's no change planned for the driveway, the
Yeah.
shared portion. And where it comes into the property, there's no real change right there.
Yeah,
we're gonna change the driveway as we get further into the property.
Yeah,
Get the garage, but there's no change plans.
I'm curious in particular if there's any opportunity to have a conversation with the front parcel owners about trimming back the vegetation there. Look, just as I was coming out, there was a lot of traffic and that's a busy road. If there's any opportunity to trim some of that brush up a little bit, just to make,
Bring back.
it looks like it was recently cut, yeah,
That's a risky thing.
yeah.
You can talk to them.
Yeah, I'm just hoping you have a, can maintain a good relationship with them and maybe manage that together for all of your benefit.
Yep.
Okay, anything else? So let's see, our action is,
Send a
a
recommendation.
positive recommendation to the ZBA.
Should we note that we confirm that, the dimensional requirements except for the, frontage are indeed, in compliance?
We can, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what else are we gonna say?
So noting that dimensional requirements for the lot accepting frontage are being met by the proposed redevelopment of property. Do we have a motion to send a positive recommendation to the zoning board of appeals?
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Jonathan. Seconded by Malcolm. Do we have any further discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Good luck with the ZBA.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean.
great. Yeah, take care.
Good job. Yep.
Okay, next item on our agenda is for Prosperity Way off North Plain Road. Discussion of street light pole height and possible deviation from a condition of subdivision approval. For a 15-foot pole height maximum that was originally set. And a request to consider an 18-foot pole height based on limitations of available equipment, is that right?
Battery,
Batteries.
they gotta put the batteries in there and for solar.
Yeah,
So the Prosperity Way subdivision that's under construction now. The poles or the lights that have been selected are solar powered. That has allowed us not to run electricity to each light and increase our electric costs and transformer costs, which has been very good. As you know, this is an affordable housing site. So we're trying to keep those costs down. Solar light is a great option. It is also dimmable when need be. It turns on the full power with a motion detector. But during the winter, when you want light for longer, there's also less light powering the batteries, so. To get enough light during the winter for the hours that we need 2 batteries stacked on top of each other. And they are in the pole itself, and to do that, we need a longer pole than what the planning board approved. Planning board approved a 15-footer. From what I could see in the subdivision discussion, there was really no clear rationale as why 15 versus 16 versus 18. I'm assuming it's because you don't want it to look like a parking lot with 20-foot lights. But beyond that, I wasn't sure. So in this case, I think it's a reasonable ask, given our goal here to keep it solar powered, dimmable at night. There'll be full cutoff fixture, no light spillage, proper light temperature to meet all of those things in one package without delaying the project for a significant amount of time, and losing our grant funding. We're asking you to approve an 18-foot instead of that 15.
So will they do a new photometric plan?
They could, yeah,
We normally approve things based on a photometric plan.
do we have the old photometric plan available? Because the 3 feet is just gonna make the cast a little bit broader. I mean, given that it's, I know, I hear what you're saying. I would be open to giving consideration to this just as a special case. Mostly because there's no lights adjacent to like other properties, and raising that pole 3 feet isn't gonna spread the light out
and
in a huge way.
dimmable
Where,
light. and it automatically did. So
And we didn't have any light spillage off property, if I
They're
recall.
all the same, they're all in the same spots.
Right,
I'd be inclined to grant it, with the condition that there was no light spillage off the property. So,
I think that's a good condition. I just worry since it's so naked right now, is there a, landscaping plot at all? Or for the front of the lot?
There really, no, there wasn't a plan for landscaping. right?
Because I was just thinking, we're sure that they're not going to go above the trees that are blocking them from the other neighbors.
It's the ceiling
I-
height in here.
no, there was a landscaping plan with
But I didn't
trees
see the front.
approved.
In the
I don't even-
frontage? Well, I don't know if there was any landscaping. Yes.
Front of the property.
Front of the property, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. Wasn't like screening to the road. I think it was just.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I wouldn't normally want, so what's your concern though, Jackie, as it relates to this taller light pole?
Just the visual thing of tall poles all around the space. And if you're driving by, is it distracting? Do you feel like you are driving by? This is my gut feel when I was driving, I was thinking about it. It's like, it's just higher. I am worried about that parking lot notion. Or shopping, like in front of Big Y or something. And when you're driving by, you're going to see, certainly in the winter, the poles and the lights on the top of the poles. And I'm just wondering if it's going to lead out into the street or it's far enough back, but aren't you gonna have some along the road to the houses?
You don't happen to have the lighting plan, do you, that was originally provided? It would be just helpful to look at that again.
No, I just want to feel that we're not just putting up
Um,
unfriendly man.
I see, the only thing now that I see about 15 foot is that's what this says. This says 15 foot poles. But there wasn't any discussion. Usually you wouldn't set a condition for something that's already written on the plan. So whereas 15 foot tall solar,
Did we put a
See, there's
condition?
trees along the
you
road.
put a condition on it too, that says 15, shall be 15.
And that first light is definitely gonna spill.
I don't know that that's
Oh,
the
maybe.
case, no, because that's the setback line that
Yeah,
you're seeing.
yeah.
Yeah, So
The property lines.
And there are trees there.
So Jackie, to your point, it is cleared right now, and I believe these houses are being built like on spec, right? Like on order, they're not gonna build out and then sit there, right, Chris?
In modular.
The-
Right.
But meaning that the town isn't building
Town's not,
20 houses
town's
there.
not doing anything there.
The point I'm trying to get to, and I'm apparently failing at it, is that the infrastructure is going in first. So to your point about, will I see these light poles when the infrastructure is completed? Yes, you will see like an open field with the light poles and the road. But as the houses fill in and the landscaping gets planted, I think that the visual, like, degree to which you see them will be diminished by all the other things that make up the site
Yeah,
development.
because
Right.
it's raw.
But I think when you,
Seeing the trees and where they're planted and they'll come in eventually.
yeah, so initially you're gonna be like, oh my God, it's a field with light poles in it. And then,
The houses are gonna be good screens to the neighborhood.
well, I think, that's why it's useful to look at the other options. You can see where they are.
Yeah. Except, I mean, it's more, I think it's, the light poles are gonna be more of a concern to within the development, if anything, because they're gonna be the ones really seeing it. It kind of looks like all of their structures are gonna screen it to the neighbors.
And the concrete bases can be pretty much flush with the ground. They don't need to be exposed 2 feet like in a parking lot.
Right,
So-
right.
So all you're talking is 18 foot, and the fixture height is probably a little bit lower.
And those poles are black, if I remember correctly?
I don't know if that's specified.
And so
I
when you
think
look
it
at
was.
the poles horizontally, you're not looking at the light source, right? The light source is screened horizontally. Is it, or are you looking at?
Well, you're gonna be looking into it.
Well, I mean, if
low,
you're
but
under
it's a
it,
full
I
cutoff.
just mean, if you're looking at it, neighbors, are you?
Depends
just
what
seeing-
your perspective.
Yeah,
It depends on your relative position in relationship.
I just live in a place where you can see the light bulbs,
Yeah,
like I'm you know, I'm a good 24, well, I don't know, 18 feet in the air, and I can see, like,
right, right.
you know, I'm looking down at them, and I can see. like,
Right, I think that was
which is-
not a full cutoff fixture, so these are up under the fixture housing.
Fine.
But to Chris's point, if you're beneath the light and you look up,
Yeah.
or you're in a line of sight where you're beneath the light, you will see the luminaire. I mean, I think there's a whole series of circumstances here, that warrant our consideration of the request, and I'm okay with this.
Did they actually do a photometric plan? That's not a photometric plan.
I think that larger oval was a limit of a certain degree of
I'll just.
photo, doesn't it?
Try to find it.
I thought that that oval was like the 1 foot candle or the half-foot candle oval for those lights, Chris.
I mean, you know, Randy, what I'm talking about, when we drive around town and we're looking at all, like, looking at the buildings. And we're
Like the
seeing,
wall
like,
packs on
yeah,
certain
the wall
buildings
packs we
that,
see.
yeah, no, this is very different. That's part of why we wanted the full
know,
cutoff, right?
And so what
Where
What
the,
I'm just saying is like, so like when you're sitting in the houses in the development.
yeah,
Like, are you seeing, right, like, does that 3 foot difference make a difference like
it's
before?
gonna be different for every single unit in its relationship to each house.
They look like they're a similar distance to the closest
would-
house.
I don't think we can, because we don't know what the window configurations, are like, there's too many unknowns for us. But I think what I've seen the town do elsewhere, if you've got a light complaint, like, oh, the lights are shining directly into my, they come and they put a little shield up on it.
Does the town do that?
Yes,
Or it's
yeah,
just-
there's
just have
a
to
number
say
of
it's coming into my living room and.
yes.
These ovals are half foot candle.
Half foot candle,
Lumens.
okay, so that's sort of like the limit of any sort of bright illuminance. Is that, and half foot candle is actually
Well,
pretty
that's,
dim,
well, that's great, so if it is a concern to
That's
the
the
neighbors
style.
or.
yeah,
That's where you got the black.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I was looking at. So what does the board think?
They can limit the spread of the light, that's,
So with the condition that the photometrics be reviewed and that there be no spillage off-site, so let's no more than, no light spillage off-site. And Chris, it should be something the vendor would be willing to do at no cost to run the photometrics for you.
Okay.
Did they, I mean, motion detectors, they come on when there's motion.
The control is motion and then it's dimmable down to, I believe, half power. At
I don't have
night,
that.
yeah, I don't remember
None
that,
of these LEDs making films, right?
no,
But will the lights come on in the middle of the night if something's running across the field?
I believe they're staying on and then they're dimming down to half power.
So at night it'll.
Yeah, and they go back up if there's motion, so. Yeah,
So when the bear walks in, you know.
possibly,
yeah,
yeah,
a bear would be okay, but if a porcupine comes on, it should be light.
raccoons are the big problem lately.
So
So-
Chris, this is a revised plan. Because it says 20 feet. Was this one that was rejected?
Oh, it may.
Well, actually, that's great because that's the light spread for 20 feet and it's not off property, but I think we,
Yeah, I
we
think
still
that-
leave the
This is
condition.
the 15-footer on screen.
Yeah, okay,
I maybe I was using an earlier one. I wanted to find the
So,
fixture type.
so you're saying that's a 20-foot photometric?
The one you're looking at here is a 15. The one you were looking at before was 20. But we can confirm it.
all right. So do we have, let's see, so how do we do this? We're making a motion to amend the conditions of the site plan?
Mhm.
Conditions of, the
To approve an 18-foot pole subject to,
to review
Photometric
the
study,
photometrics
light spillage
and
property.
no light spillage off property,
Yeah.
yes. Okay,
I'll,
I'll second.
Malcolm will move and Jeremy will second. All right, do we have any other discussion on that? No. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Amended condition carries.
Good. There's battles.
All right, great. Let us know how that works out. While you're on the topic, like, so what's the status of infrastructure going in?
Uh, water, sewer, electric are done. I think the next thing is. I think they're putting in sidewalks next and boxing out the road with the sub base.
Drainage is
Soon,
over?
drainage is done.
Yeah,
So they're doing the sub base soon and they'll be paving probably the base course within a month.
and do we have a sense of when the first house is going in?
First house is in.
Oh, it is, okay,
The Habitats, the foundations are going in soon. Very soon.
okay,
For 80 houses.
okay, great.
It's kind of like trying not to get in each other's.
I'm
way.
sure there's a lot of different parties on site. All right, well, thank you.
What is, I think, like semi-related. The trust wanted to get the word out to people that maybe rent or work locally. To really look at them,
Yeah,
look at them,
one,
seeing if they're able to purchase.
there's not one that's a model, is there?
I mean,
The
look
people,
at the, like if they qualify.
oh, yeah, I know, but I mean, just for people to understand what is going in there.
Habitat has some diagrams.
Yeah,
The first one would probably be a model, I would assume.
Some are stick
Some-
built, some are modular. There's 2 or 3 different.
The bulk
plans.
of them are modular.
Yeah. Some are ranches and some are stacked. But I think Habitat has
different
visualizations.
models.
The ranches, I think, are stick built, I think, with modulars of them two-story.
All right. I've seen a little bit of their advertising from Habitat, so if you're interested, if you know that there's housing available, so.
Yeah.
Okay, board subcommittee updates, issues and concerns, Jeremy?
Oh, shoot. Yes, so. I failed my job. So the CPC, the Community Preservation Committee is going over which we do at the start of every cycle. Going through our plan. And so when we do this every year, we have the opportunity to, so the committee itself has 2 real big powers, and one is to, in the plan, state their goals.
Mhm.
And then the other power it has is what it approves or what it sends selectmen to send to town. Those are the 2 things, because, in the numbers, the dollar numbers that the committee sends, like town meeting can't increase those, all they can do is decide not to or lower them. But in the plan, you can say like, for this cycle are like historic preservation or town-owned projects or town projects we're only gonna accept those in this cycle. Or we're gonna give a much greater preference than normal, so, if you have non-town, like maybe it has to be a really good one first to consider, or whatever. So you can say these kinds of things, and of course, it's for that cycle,
Mhm.
because then you review it the next year and.
Priorities may have changed, okay.
So, so it's on the CPC's page, last year's plan, if, I can send the link around. If the board wants to look at it, our next meeting, is. Is, Tuesday, September 9th. Yeah, it's Tuesday, September 9th.
Okay,
And at that point, that's gonna be our public hearing about the plan, so we'll. I mean, the public can of course give us their input prior to that meeting or at that. Meeting. And then we'll probably at the conclusion of discuss it and then. Approve the plan.
okay, great. Is there any early indicator, like if they're leaning towards one priority or another?
No.
Okay,
When we talked about it, the committee didn't seem to have, it seemed to be like, we want to be able to see what comes in, so we would only want to limit it by,
okay, okay,
although was said that in the last, like last year, it was heavily town projects.
yeah, okay, all right, that's helpful.
And then there was also some, like a little bit of discussion around, like there's some town projects kind of floating around in town, that there was some discussion, parks, one skate park, a new surface.
Mhm.
That might come in this cycle for next.
Great, thank you. Jackie?
I don't have anything to report on that meeting next week. Nothing's controversial, we're just doing what we do. But, I have an issue, but it's not specifically, planning board. But it does affect us a little bit, and it's just an ongoing communication issue
Okay.
for the town. And I don't know when is the best time or place to bring that up, maybe when we talk about OSRD.
Is this a general comment
It's a
about
definite-
communication,
I'm
or
getting
is
it
it
from
like
lots of
specific?
folks, and it's not a specific thing, but there's some issues about.
Are you able to be a little
I
bit
can
more
be very
specific?
specific,
Sure,
the
sure.
website.
Okay,
It's a.
sure, sorry, we've got the
So
fans. going.
basically, I was trying to figure out whether I should say what I was going to say or not. But the idea is that, I'm concerned about communication. I was at the Housatonic meeting a week ago, and I'm talking to lots of people about what they're doing and the librarians in our library, et cetera. And other people, and it just seems to be a universal thing. The communication is not that great. And I'm thinking about different ways when we're going forward. Whether it's the OSRP or the master plan, but how we use the website. To actually engage people and get information out and make it more user friendly. And I used to do this,
Mhm.
do quality control of lots of big websites and making sure they, it works.
Mhm.
And I'm just looking at our website and, it's a very strong back end and possibility of what it can be, but it's not being built or organized in the right way.
Mhm.
And I don't quite know how we do that and what next steps are to address that. So,
Can I just ask, in communicating with folks, was the feedback from people you talked to that the website is insufficient and they would go to the website? Cause that.
I didn't, well, I had a couple conversations that were
Okay.
specific to that.
Mhm.
And if it worked, that's fine. The social media is not great. You have some options, but we're all getting our information from multiple places and we're not getting a lot. When you go on the website, sometimes they have the right information, sometimes it's not there.
Okay,
And so, it's not immediately user friendly.
Mhm.
And I was on it and I was going, wow, you shouldn't have to do that. And then I went on to the software program that
Mhm.
actually supplies it. And we just haven't built it in a strange way,
Okay,
not to be particularly user friendly.
okay,
I don't, because I know about this kind of thing. I know that we probably should be looking at different ways that we go forward with better communication. I think the website, if it's working properly, can be really a help.
okay,
Because I was looking, when I was going back and looking at different models and Rhinebeck and Red Hook. And the Rhinebeck website was really good in the way they engaged people and got them to respond to meetings, notes, discussions, and it was, moderation is always an issue, but it's not that bad.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I'm just naming that as like, now I'm focusing.
Sure, I mean, I think it's appropriate, given that we're talking about like, what's the communication plan gonna look like for the OSRP and.
Yeah, and then in its, next after that is master plan.
Mm-hmm,
And so want to build the site so that it can enable this kind of engagement.
sure, Okay.
easily for people who are not necessarily all that user friendly
yeah,
or used to using.
okay, all right, great, thanks. Anything for you, Jonathan?
Yes. I filled out the open space and rec form,
Mm-hmm,
and a lot of things struck me about that. The first one is, the whole reason we're doing it is to get funding from the state. But no one in town is gonna read it. And so I think what we have is the potential for a really valuable resource,
Mhm.
which would be, whether it's a website or whatever, where you could go on and download a map,
Mhm.
and a map that gives you hiking trails, a different map that gives you walking trails on roads, a different map that gives you bike routes, a different map that tells you how to access swimming holes. And, you know, we don't have any of
Yeah,
that, but
okay,
I think to work, it's gotta be someplace that a visitor wants to download all of those maps, because that's what it's really for. Not the state doesn't care.
No, and then you go in and you go into the website and you see old PDFs and you find really interesting stuff there, but it's buried, it's not brought forward. And it could be, because we've got a lot of assets, but they're hidden on the website. But the mapping thing that you're talking about is really critical, it's basic one.
okay. Anything else?
That'll do it.
Okay.
If you can fix that.
I don't know. Can fix it, but we'll make note. Malcolm?
Yeah, I have a question. You know, we passed a lot of bylaws, and there's a lot of activities now that are by right in town. But I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I have no idea what's going on. You know, when we, you know, there's a plan for an ADU where we visited a site plan today, but, we don't see any of those things unless we actually dig in and look for them. Is there some, like a monthly report of building permits or something that we could access, or I could access if nobody else is interested in, you know?
Well, the building permits are published.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, just a summary.
But also
This is interesting.
where you know what it.
You know, I'd like to just know, so here's what's going on in town, you know, here's what's getting built, here's,
I hear what you're saying. I think it'd be useful to see just as a data point. I think it's interesting though that you're noting it, because the goal of making things by right was to like lessen the regulatory burden,
Yeah.
right? And so that apparently has
I've been
worked
to
to a point
in
where,
meetings for months saying,
Yeah.
where is everybody? You know, they're looking for permits, and of course, they're not here because a lot of this stuff is by right now. And, but, you know, we're the planning board, we should know what's going on in town. What's getting built and what's not getting built, and,
There's also, you know, there's a lot going on and we're not communicating it that well. Because it's like, what's the town doing? There's so many different things that are happening. And you want to feel involved and you want to be able to get that information somewhere.
well, yeah, and I'm talking specifically about, you know.
Well, that's,
information
you collect
yeah.
these things because this is what a website can do if it's organized and you can find it.
so I wanna just be cautious to not have like a whole like discussion about some sort of policy or anything like that. If we think this needs to rise to a level of like, let's put it on an agenda, we should put it on an agenda. If it
It's
has,
not the best venue necessarily to deal with this because you want to be looking at the site and, you know. It's
I'm not,
it's working.
I'm not even concerned about the website, I don't care if it's on the website.
No, it's just.
I just want information to us, or to me, actually, but if, the rest of the group too, if they want it, but maybe it's not available, or maybe it's very difficult to accumulate, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's formative, right? Because we're proposing all this zone changes, like. You should be aware of what's happening with it.
Well, Eileen,
She does, she
has.
well,
That's,
when the newsletter comes out, I mean, it has the list of building permits, okay, up to, over a certain level.
right, okay. All right, I have a more mundane procedural thing. I am on vacation for our next meeting. Pedro
Are you taking
is,
us with you?
if you wanna come see my mother, sure, let's go. I'm going to Helena, Montana.
No.
We leave out of Bradley early in the morning. I leave here at 3. We fly out there.
That's all right.
Alright. We could drive, but it would be 3 days of driving, so.
Pedro is also not gonna be here.
Pedro is also,
not.
you are also not going to be here, so,
This is our next,
Pedro will not be here either. Yeah, he's out with a family matter.
And that's the OSRP. meeting.
That's the OSRP designated meeting. Yeah, so that's the meeting on the 28th of August. So I don't know, do
You have to reschedule it.
we reschedule? Do we cancel? Like, what do we want to do?
I think for that discussion, having you and Chris Moga
Yeah,
and Pedro.
And Pedro.
Yeah.
No, that's
I
too
think we
many
need to
absences.
reschedule.
Yeah, I think that,
rescheduling is gonna be super tricky for me.
yeah, that's gonna be tricky for everyone.
I mean, like, I could potentially reschedule it for next Thursday, the 21st, but isn't that, you have a third Thursday commitment? And we still won't have Pedro, and I don't know if Chris is available. Oh, okay, not in August.
I have to check with Seth.
Okay, oh, that's right, we need BRPC,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe.
So
we
perhaps
should-
maybe Malcolm and I can try and figure out if there's a date and circulate a couple of dates to see.
Maybe,
We don't wanna get behind.
if we consider doubling up on the first meeting in September.
The first meeting in September is the 11th. Do you have any preliminary applications there?
I don't think so. Maybe we could just double up and,
That would be the easiest, if BRPC is available to help us
Cool.
that night.
So have a regular and an OSRP
You
meeting.
wanna
yeah,
try?
have an OSRP item on the agenda.
Are we allowed to eat? while
Can you
we're-
bring drinks?
We can have snacks, sure, I'll make cake.
Did you start it?
As long as it's five, it's okay.
Yeah.
Can you start earlier?
If I plan now, yes. Just have to get it in my calendar early enough. So, you wanna do that, 5 o'clock?
Let's put it in and I'll
Okay.
check with,
Okay.
There's like date at that.
So that would be, so what we would do is we would cancel our meeting of August 28th, so that's our second monthly meeting. And we would reschedule the OSR,
We don't have to cancel that. Just won't talk about,
well, I don't think there's any business, right?
well, you don't know what's
No.
gonna happen in 2 weeks.
Okay, well, I guess,
yeah, there's nothing yet.
okay, well, let's play that by ear then. If there's no business, then I would suggest canceling it. And then on the 11th, which is our first meeting in September, we would, meet an hour early to start the OSRP discussion. Does that sound okay for everybody?
Mhm.
So that'd be 5 o'clock on 9/11. Okay,
And so the four of us would meet on the 28th, only if there's some sort of business.
I'd suggest that'd be the only reason to meet, yeah,
And something that can't be put off until the 11th.
right, right.
Alright.
Sound good? Okay, great. Anything else? The board? No? Okay, then we'll move on to citizen speak. Any citizen speak? Is there anybody online for citizen speak? Chris, I don't see any raised hand.
It's just
Okay, just us chickens. Okay, then we will adjourn without objection at 6:44.
Thanks.
Thank you all.